This is Sizzle, powered by Fit to Be Trained, coming to you from the Deep End Network Studios here in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, in the United States of America. You can find this program on deependbroadcasting.com and subscribe to this network's YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. Do you want to be part of the 60-day transformation? Contact Karen, aka Sizzle, on any of her social media platforms at Fit to Be Trained. Here's your host of Sizzle, Karen Dougherty.
It's kind of cool because I'm sitting here on Instagram. I'm supposed to be setting my timer, and I'm watching one of the girls that I love to follow, and she's going to be a guest in a couple weeks. So I just put her banded workout on my Instagram stories. It's Nicole Greco-Pepas. I love this gal out of New Jersey, and I'm from New Jersey.
She's a celebrity, right?
Well, she is a celebrity in my eyes. She's
TV, a little bit of a TV star.
She's a
trashy TV.
No, she's a fitness trainer.
Yeah,
and
okay.
No, she's not on TV or anything like that. But she's on Instagram, and I love watching other trainers, and so it's just cool how you were introducing me, and I was scrolling, and I saw one of my girls that I love following, and we've had a couple of them on. Tammy Saunders was on. She's the CrossFit gal that did barbell saves. Remember?
Yeah, and all these guests, if you go back into the archives of Sizzle, you'll be able to find these programs.
I know, they were such good interviews, weren't they? Like Tammy Saunders, I found. You actually found her. You were following her on Instagram or social media. And I guess my point is this sometimes is a positive outlet for us. Like I've made friends, like what about Marsha in Amsterdam, the CrossFit masters, champion. I mean, me and her just met on Instagram and following each other, and I just love this space for meeting new other people in the business, but I also get to call on a lot of my friends, which is really cool because I know a lot of guys and gals in the business. We've been leaning more towards the females, and guys, I don't want to leave you out. That it's gonna happen. It's just that we just started the show, and I've been trying to get the kind of work with the gals, we've got a lot to say. So, and that's what this podcast is really about. I was just writing to one of the a gal that's coming on that we went to reformer school together. We learned the reformer together, and it's kind of an intense schooling. But anyway, I wrote to her. She's like, thanks for putting this together. And I was like, I put this together for us to have a voice and be able to say what we do and what we're into, what we specialize in. Like, I love CrossFit as a hobby, but I really train more lower with my clients. It's more Pilates reformer, mobility, and lower key strength training. It's not, CrossFit is more like a hobby I like to do, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm modifying it big time because I'm aging, and it's just kind of a social thing. I think we've talked about that through the podcast, how fitness can be social too. It's how you meet friends. Some people meet their spouses in the gym. It's not the most unhealthy place to make friends. You're doing something that is positive. So that's why I kind of laughed. Because here I was, I'm supposed to be setting my timer, which I will right now, because we don't have a guest tonight. It's just you and I, Steve. And I'm glad for that because, we get to check in with each other, kind of go over what we've been up to in case some people are new, because I am getting people that are newer responding and reaching out to me on Messenger and stuff, private stuff, and saying, "Hey, I listened to your podcast." And so I think we are, making more, what do we say, getting more followers. So I want to just kind of reintroduce us, and this is just a place for
we're embedding our footprint.
Yeah, and I'm kind of excited about it because we've got 31 episodes now, and I like how we cover very serious issues. Like last week was, postpartum depression. That's a real deal, and it needs to be talked about. But in coming weeks, we'll be talking hopefully about funny things, and hopefully more nutrition. I've got nutrition coming next week. I think that we really can't get too much of that, and the reason why is because everybody has a different voice, and everybody has a different way of teaching. And sometimes if we hear things over and over again, it can get really redundant. Like, we all know we got to eat more protein, blah blah blah, drink more water, it gets redundant. But I like having a guest on that maybe she might hit somebody in a different way, because I've had many teachers in my life, and lucky for me, they all were, most of them, I can't even think of one that wasn't good. But you pick different pieces from each teacher. So I feel like the more that we present to people the different theories, the better we are, and it will resonate, maybe with somebody and help one person. That's all you can do. Like, oh, that exercise really works for me. Well, that exercise doesn't, and so I just want this to be a platform where people feel comfortable coming, talking about their business, talking about their theories, and we're just here to listen and cheer people on, I might add. Like, I really want to uplift this profession, because sometimes I feel like we're a little misunderstood, like running around in short shorts or tights and doing arm circles or lifting heavy weights. A lot of us are into that, or whatever. Pilates is yoga, all these, but we're all wearing tights, and nobody, I want people to know there's more to us than just tights and arm circles. A lot of us are very, very educated in what our practice is, and I like showing that, or showcasing that, especially in some of the women that I know. And I have a long list of friends here in town that are male that I always think like, oh, I want to have them on the podcast, but I keep coming up with gals, and it's like kind of a ladies first kind of thing. But I promise that will happen. I am starting to reach and run out of gals. I'm getting through, and so the men will be on, and I'll start local, because Virginia Beach alone has some really good fitness professionals, and not just fitness professionals, I should say wellness. There's a lot of wellness in this town, and I think whenever you're near the beach, that tends to happen. Like, I go to California and I'm in LA, or all along the coast, San Diego, there's a lot of wellness going on. And I lived in Minnesota for 17 years. And even though it's not the beach, there's the land of 10,000 lakes. So there's a lot of beaches, but a lot of wellness there too. And sometimes I think when there's different kind of weather cycles, like obviously Minnesota is cold, they have a longer winter. I found the fitness level there very high, like Minneapolis. That's where I actually got certified. I mean, I started doing fitness in New Jersey, but was certified in Minneapolis, opened my business when I was 30 in Minneapolis, and very high quality fitness culture and wellness culture there as well. And I'm almost starting to think it's becoming more and more worldwide. People are becoming more aware of how much quality of life matters. At least I think. Do you think that? I mean, obviously I'm online as a fitness trainer, so the algorithm is feeding me wellness. Do you feel that people are healthy?
I feel like, well, I think especially our generation and the newer kids. I feel like the newer kids, for the most part, have avoided drinking. They avoid partying.
Yeah.
They kind of think it's weird to drink. They think it's stupid. They're kind of buried in their phones. But a lot of what they're taking out of the content is the exercise, and they're using it. I think they're benefiting from it, especially the younger female. I think demographic as well. I think they really have nothing to do except go to the gym and work out. Besides, or their career, whatever their studies are.
Right.
Where the guys may be more of a video gamer, per se. You know, well, the one route in which I focus on with my new show, or not my new show, but the flagship show of this great, wonderful YouTube channel, The Round Robin, will be coming back this Sunday afternoon, which involves basically NFL sports wagering.
Ooh.
And the younger guys tend to have grabbed onto that. That's kind of like my almost demographic in a way.
Oh, wow.
Or is that younger guy core group? That's where a lot of our feedback comes from. And not saying that they're exclusive to that, because I think they are getting into the gym too. But I think the younger females, with the no going to the bars,
wow,
the no partying,
I love it.
I think drugs have fallen off big time. I don't think these kids are into drugs really. And what's left at the end of the day, you know, lay by the pool,
right?
Go to the beach, or go to the gym.
Wow, that's so positive. That's really cool to hear, because we always hear negative stuff. I'm so grateful that you had so much positive to say. I agree. Like, I have young people in my family, and they all exercise, male and female. I'm super proud of that, and I hope that I had a little bit of influence in that. And they don't get involved with alcohol and drugs either, which we all heard my story on podcast, whatever, 29, where I unfortunately was very involved in alcohol and drugs through my early adulthood. And yeah, you're right. I don't find this generation to be really into that, at least not in my family. And granted, my family is small, but I have a lot of acquired kids. In fact, last week I had such a ball. I had my daughter from another mother and her kids spent the week with me. And so I was outdoors a lot and really enjoying the beautiful beach. And it was cooler last week too, but the vitamin D from the natural sun, right. And you know, there's a lot to be said for enjoying yourself, letting go. And I think I don't do that enough. And so that really lit fire under my, wings on, wind beneath my wings, right. To kind of, because I didn't want to say what I was going to say. It wasn't as nice. Wind beneath my wings to get me to start, really, enjoying life and doing things and getting out and walking to the beach, rather than I always walk the same walk to the Brock Center, which is gorgeous, right? But I mean, just even switching things up a little bit. And
oh yeah, well, I'm stuck. So with my job, I'm out in the sun a lot. So by the time I get done with it, I'm not really trying to race back into the sun, which is kind of defeats the purpose of living at the beach.
Well, you're making money from it.
I haven't been. Yeah, it's right, true. So I haven't been out on the sand much at all. But man, I miss it, and I need to get back out there for sure, and just find ways, like you said, whether it's just a walk, change your walk, or take that 45 minutes a day to mentally decompress,
or like go
um,
have some oysters at Dockside or Chicks or whatever. Like when you have company, you're forced to go out, and I
right, true.
never go out. I never do. I always cook at home, and basically it's for budget reasons. But you can go out, and like to have a cocktail might be difficult because they're very, very expensive, but I don't drink. And so I can go out and have like an appetizer and hang out with friends. And I guess it doesn't even mean that you have to go to a bar or a restaurant. I think just getting out with friends is the important part, even just going for a walk. And like I realized when I had my company all week how much I do like even tend to isolate. I was like, wow, I go to the gym thankfully, but my job is people come to me and we're in my private garage studio or I'm online. So yeah, I don't get out enough. So I'm going to start, and it's a beautiful time of year to say this, in the winter time, you kind of want to hole up, but I want to start doing things and enjoying what our beautiful city has to offer, force myself to call people, hey, do you want to go for a walk? I think that like I'm going through my file now, like there's so many subjects that we've talked about in the last 30 episodes, and a lot of mental illness came up. Mental health has come up. It's such a subject nowadays that people are willing to talk about, and how, just getting out, getting in that vitamin D with us to the bay is probably very helpful for the psyche. But I'm looking over some of these podcasts we haven't even really done yet. Like what I do is put bullet points together and get ready so me and the guest can kind of stay on track. Here's Stephanie Rothkars. She was so great when she talked about the peptides. And actually, we've had her on twice. She talked about her fitness journey in the bodybuilding world. So we've had a bit of CrossFit on, but we've had some bodybuilders. Stephanie talked about the peptides, which is really very fascinating and new in our health industry. Just some cool stuff. I'm pretty proud of us. Karen Edge was on for nutrition, and just kind of talking about, she, like me, has been from New Jersey in the 80s. We both started our fitness journey in the 80s. It's like hard to believe that I'm still around. I can't believe it. But my career has evolved big time. What about Caroline, local girl, nutrition coach? I
saw she was speaking at a some kind of like all day type of multi speaker event.
Oh, like a conference? Yeah. Caroline
is. She was like the last on the list.
She's very good at public speaking.
Or the end of the day, she's the last.
I would bet. Like she probably, and she's really trying to get her message out there, which is why. I mean, I loved her from Valiant CrossFit is where I met her. And she was so fun to partner with. And we always had such a good time, but we never talked about work. We never talked about anything really serious, except maybe we're girls. So maybe our feelings or fool around about, I don't know. It was just fun. So when I found out she was in the same business as me and coming into health and wellness, because she was a school teacher, that's why I wanted to have her on the podcast, because I was like, here, I love this girl. I know I do, because I've had so much fun with her. I'm sure she's got some good material up her sleeve. And she sure did. She talked about how nutrition, not just, like nutrition, health coaching. She's basically a health coach. She teaches people how to eat, get in good habits, mindset. So, yeah, she was fun, as I expected. Marsha was really fun. The girl from Amsterdam. I loved that. Alexis was really great last week talking about, Oh my goodness. We talked about postpartum depression, but I'm pretty sure we laughed quite a bit. And so, some of these subjects that we get into, I even feel like we were laughing a little bit during mine when we were talking about addiction with mine. We talk about serious things, but aren't afraid to laugh about it too, because I think moving forward through things is, when you go through tough times, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. We're all going to go through some peaks and valleys. And I think when you can see somebody go through a peak after they've been in a valley, and laugh about it, if you're experiencing the same thing, that, okay, maybe I'm going to
think about it. Like,
too.
Think about how many, it might not even be yourself. It could be someone creating tension in a room, which has nothing to do with you whatsoever. And then you kind of like, don't know how to act. And then someone just kind of says something quietly funny and immediately breaks that tension up.
It's like, thank God.
Yeah.
And I always, like, when I get nervous, I joke around.
Yeah, even in the worst, you can find a little comedy, hopefully.
Right. Exactly. Comedy has always been a way.
I mean, some things just aren't funny, but yes.
True. I know there's a time and a place, and that's another thing I like about this podcast. If I don't toot my own horn, we have been really good about staying on track, not offending, and I hope I'm not jinxing because we haven't offended anybody. We've even kept everything kind of on the up and up, not even cussed a lot. I mean, I'm really proud of us. Here I just came upon Tony Little and the Gazelle. Remember, we were talking about different fitness equipment. I can't remember what that podcast was called, but we were talking about fitness trends. Club Pilates, Peloton. Tony Little and the Gazelle. Do you remember? Am I saying that right? The Gazelle. That guy is the richest guy in the fitness industry. That has always shocked me because he made so much money on the channel where they sell things. What's that? The Shopping Network. That's where he made his fortune. QVC. Yeah. Transition gym workouts to outdoor activities. Oh, what about Jamie Rhodes? Jamie Rhodes was so good with the history. We learned so much history about the Virginia Beach and the Shamrock. That was such a good podcast. And I had some runner neighbors.
That seems so long ago at this point.
I know, right? I can't believe I almost forgot about Jamie Rhodes. She was so good. I mean, everybody was so good, and I get so much good feedback. That, like, when they're done, they'll always text me afterwards and be like, "Thank you, that was so fun." And again, I'm not tooting my own horn, but you know what? Yeah, I am. We are having a good time on this, and I want to keep it going. And so I wanted to check in with y'all and at least let you know what's in the future. I'm going to keep having guests on. We're going to keep talking about health and wellness. I'm definitely willing to take any suggestions. If you ever want to direct message me on my social media or email me at Karen@fittobetrained.com, do it. And to ask me ask me any questions that you have. If I can't answer them, I certainly know somebody that can. And a lot of them are local. But I mean, a lot of people now with the internet are, look, we have Marcia in Amsterdam. Stephanie was Arkansas. Tammy Saunders was Arizona, but now she just opened up a CrossFit in Iowa. She's moved on from Barbell Saved and opened up her own gym. I think you already know that, but I wanted to plug that in Dubuque, I think is how you say it.
In Iowa?
Yes, in Iowa. That's her home state. I don't want to forget anybody. I'm going on my podcast to make sure because I don't trust my memory. But we're nationwide. I love that. So any suggestions? Worldwide with our Marsha. God, I love her. She's such a great person. Whenever I open my podcast, it always opens to Jamie. I don't know why that. It's like that one is stuck on my Spotify. So let's go to the show. So, Lori, oh my gosh, Lori Patterson was the boot camp challenge. That was my teacher, my speech teacher. She was so good. Or public speaking. I shouldn't call her my speech teacher. She was helped me with public speaking. I took public speaking in college. And then I took it again just a couple of years ago, and she was so fun. I loved her. I don't want too much airtime, but remember Emily? What about Emily? Was my first guest. Emily Arnold from CrossFit right here at Takeover. I loved her.
She was the first guest?
She was my first guest. Well, actually, Sheridan. I take that back. Sheridan was my first guest, but the reason why Emily sticks out to me is because Sherry and I have known each other for, like, I say, since we were kids, not kids, but early young adults. We've known each other forever. She's one of my best friends. So it wasn't hard to ask her, and it never is, because I've known her forever and I know how much she knows. And she's so down and cool to do anything. Emily was the first time that I put myself out there, because if you recall, you were saying to me, come on now, it's time to have some guests. And I was like, okay, because I was really shy about it. It took a little bit for me to ask people to come on. People don't know that about me. I appear to be really, I'm actually kind of introvert, extrovert, like I'm extra, and then all of a sudden I'm not. And I can be, and it also, it's a very self thing. I had it's something I'm working on constantly. I'll be 59 in 2 weeks, and I'm still working on my self-worth and self-esteem. It's so annoying. I think I would have mastered it by now, but I do put myself out there to try and always overcome it. Because I said that to somebody the other day. I was like, I'm uncomfortable a lot. And she goes, really? I would never know that. And I'm like, well, that's my goal, is to override it, because I don't want it to hold me back. But it was hard for me to ask people to come on. And Emily was so kind, because it was after a class, and I was like, Steve asked me to get some guests, and I was wondering if you come on my podcast. And she was like, right away, like, of course I would. And I was like, really? I felt like a little kid, and so then I got braver because of her. And here she's my coach, so it shouldn't be that weird, and of course she would say yes, right? But I wasn't sure. And podcasts aren't for everyone. Not everybody wants to speak on a microphone. People get kind of shy, because I have been turned down quite a bit too, but I don't take it personally, or that speaking. This is not a platform that's for everyone, but I love it because it gives us a chance to really talk about, the blood type diet. I dig that. Or, I'm really into Pilates and posture. I think one of my episodes was 45 minutes of posture. That was me, because I love that stuff. I know. I had people trapped on a mic, but I think it was like my second podcast. I don't know if I had any listeners yet, but check them out. All our podcasts are on Deep End Broadcasting on YouTube.
Yep.
Then I try and share them. And I think because we're on Google shares them to my Fit to Be Trained channel on YouTube. And then I share it in Kajabi, so you can get it online, and then Kajabi shares it with Spotify and Apple. So it's pretty easy to get. And obviously it's free. And we're on camera on YouTube, but there's nothing to really look at. I remember a couple times I got to doll up for it, or yeah, like one time I had a photo shoot before and I was like, oh my God, I look so good for my podcast. I should make that like the standing every week. That's what I look like.
I mean, there's plenty of people scrolling on their YouTubes, like sitting on the couch, and then
Oh, I know. A lot of young people, like you were talking about them earlier, a lot of them are on YouTube. But I think what I'm really trying to embrace now so much is authenticity. I'm tired of, like, for so many years on Instagram, you could go on my page and every picture of me, look, I'm a model because they're modeling photos. And granted, are they me? Yeah, but they're professional, and I wanted to come across more authentic. I like having those professional ones in there because they look professional and they're good for my other stuff that I go for like speaking engagements or anything that I have to send any kind of media for. They're super nice to have. But that's not what I look like every day. And so I've been trying to be more authentic. And now that I'm braver with the podcast, I'm able to do more reels and talk about like little tips rather than spend all this time trying to type everything out. That's another thing. It's making me post more. And obviously then I have to post about the podcast. So I'm just getting a better grip all around online, and I'm selling online training and online fitness coaching. I love doing that along with my live appointments, and a lot of it is just comes from the podcast. Kind of gave me, conquered that fear of having a voice, and then being on camera and then being authentic. Like, I'm proud of who I am, so I kind of didn't want to be like everybody else on Instagram anymore. We all look the same. We all just say the same stuff. I was like, it's so boring. I want my girlfriends to come on the podcast, let us know who we all are, and then break out and be us. And then the Instagram won't be so boring anymore because it really has started to get very repetitious.
Right.
So now I'm thinking as we all come out of our shells, maybe it'll stop being that way. And then we'll engage more followers too. Because all of us just want to help people get moving and get in shape. Like, I sell quick, pain-free workouts. That's my gig. That's my new line. That's when people ask me, what do I do for a living? I sell pain-free, shorter workouts. And then some people hear a rumor that I'm a Pilates reformer trainer. And then I'm like, yes, but that's an hour. And that's live. But yes, like I'm really starting to get a chance to really come out of my shell and be who I am. And I guess that's what I want to do on this podcast for my peers. And like I said, some of these gals I've never even met, but I feel like I know them because of this. I've been following for a long time. And another thing with trainers on Instagram, they'll always answer you. A lot of them. I don't care if they have 10K followers. Some of these girls that we've had on this podcast have 10, 20, 30K followers. And I feel like it's them answering, like they don't have a staff. Some of them do. Like my one friend does have some staff, but it's her on here. So that's what's cool about these platforms. If you write to me, you're getting me. You're not getting my virtual assistant. My virtual assistant does all the other stuff, like putting some of the posts together. You see me on the videos and everything else. So, but I am like talking and talking and talking and talking. So I'm going to stop. I feel like I've said everything I need to say. I recapped everybody. That's really that was my goal tonight. I really wanted to recap everybody that's been a part of this. Some of even the old ones where it's just me and you are good. We talk about motivation versus discipline. We talk about the old workout equipment. I mentioned that. How we met in CrossFit. Like, people don't know that. They're like, who's Karen and Steve? Well, Karen and Steve are friends from CrossFit from, gosh, it's probably 13 years now.
God, is it that long? It probably is.
Yeah.
2012.
I've been sober 14 years this September, and I met you guys about a year in because I was down at North End CrossFit for
at least 11 years.
So yeah, about 11, 12 years.
As the CrossFit Games. You mentioned that earlier, right?
Right. Well, that was before we were on air. I know. The CrossFit Games are this weekend. And I love talking about sports with you, Steve, because that's your job. You always are up on sports. Steve's got a really great podcast because he likes sports, and that's all I got to say. And he knows a lot about them. And
enough to talk for 4.5 hours every Sunday morning without too much of a break anyway.
I know, right? Like, you can talk for that long. And here's me with my timer. Like, I'm actually going on way longer. I never put the timer on because I was too busy looking at Nicole and sharing her band workout.
37 minutes. You're not too bad.
Oh, cool. Because I try and keep it down below 45 minutes just because I personally... there's just no reason for it except that I personally feel like 45 minutes is enough. Have we gone over? Yes, and that's fine. I always tell when I send my potential guests an email, I always say I try and keep it 45 minutes, but we're flexible. If you need more time, you have it. It's just I try to keep us moving, so because I feel like our society is such a fast moving society, and I know I am too. So I do want to keep people listening and not too long. But yes, I've learned of people that like the 4-hour ones. I've had more conversations with people, and they're like, "Oh, I listen to ones that are 4 hours long." My son listens to 4-hour ones. A lot of people do.
Yeah, my football show is designed for, the one, we're only real live content or that early on a Sunday morning. And then two, we are kind of designed to take in a lot of information in a, short amount of time, which is over those 4 hours. And, you can listen to it while you're drinking your coffee or, going to Home Depot on a Sunday morning, or if you're working like me, and don't have anything else to do but to try to take in live updated content. Kind of the design of my show. That's how the long hours end up working for me anyways.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely an audience for everyone. And that's why I went into this online coaching, because people are like, oh, that industry is so saturated. And truth, it could be, but I don't know. The world's really big, and the online world is really big. And I wanted to take a shot, and I have clients. This sounds really cool. Okay, I have clients, New Jersey, Minnesota, makes sense because I used to live in both of those. New Hampshire, Iowa. Where else? Obviously Virginia, Wisconsin, all over the United States. I don't have any international ones. I almost got this girl from the UK. I really wanted her, but then I was kind of thinking about the time change might be some, there might be an effect with that. But I love working online, and online coaching, you can make it work if there is a time change. A lot of coaches work international. I personally just haven't landed an international client yet. Maybe I'll get one from this. But I forget how I got on that. Oh, like you were saying, how there's a podcast and there's yours is 4 hours, and there is definitely an audience for that. And I think men tend to like the longer ones. Although I kind of want to take that back. I just heard 2 women tell me over the weekend they listen to long ones. Yeah,
45 minutes works because it's the perfect like lunch break.
That's me. I mean, I have a short attention span. I only get breaks shortly. I work all the time, but I love my job. I mean, look at my job. It's kind of easy. It's fun. So I get to go home, and I'm probably going to work a little bit. I have to send some emails. I have to send some thank you emails for people that were talking to me about my sober coaching program and stuff like that. That it's fun to say thank you to people. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, those emails are kind of fun to write. I get to do some research.
That's not on the show. That's only in our headphones.
That's why you always told me, just keep talking. Just keep talking. So I did. But actually,
pop up ad on another internet page.
You know what's really one of my favorite is the rugby. I loved talking about rugby. I learned that was educational. I like anything educational. And when I don't know something, I love learning. I like being the stupidest person in the room most of the time. Sometimes I don't like it, but sometimes I like it. But I can't, I've gone through this whole big fat batch. And I can't think of anything else that we need to talk about unless you've got something. But I think people should keep tuning in. We've got some cool guests coming. I don't like to talk about too much because I don't want to jinx it. I'm still pretty new. So I kind of just go, let's hope. We'll keep having guests on. We'll keep intriguing you, and you keep tuning in. So thank you, everybody. Thanks so much.
Guess they're easy enough. All right, is that it?
That's it.
Are we out of here? All right.
Are we out of here? Were we live? No, we weren't.
No. Still recording.
I was gonna say it's fine with me if you want to go live.
Only if it happens. Well, airtime's Wednesday at 12:30, so if it happens close to that, then we're live.
Are we off the air?
No.
Oops, sorry, everybody.
No, these are the clips people die for.
Well, it's kind of funny because I always insist on singing, and I'm not really that good at it, but I've been doing it anyway forever.
All right. See you later, sis.
See you later. Have a great night.